morning and good afternoon, everyone. Depends again on where you are in Canada. My name is Linda, and thank you for being here on this webinar on how to build value with the latest medical aesthetic technologies. I will be your host for today. In this webinar, we will be featuring two major technologies. The first one being Endermologie from LPG, and the second one will be the macro exfoliation from Blumea. Both very well established and recognized French companies that we distribute in Canada. The purpose of today is really to talk about these technologies, to understand really the features and benefits and the major differences compared to everything else that exists on the market. There's so much going on. There's so much technologies. Really today is to understand how it could benefit your business, your existing services, and really take your business to the next level. I will be presenting some amazing guests that are going to be part of this webinar with me today. This webinar will be followed by workshops. I wanted to share that with you in the beginning of this topic because you could register in the workshop closest to your areas. We will be around across Canada in Vancouver, Toronto, Quebec, Montreal, and some other cities across, organizing workshops to feature the technologies for you to be able to experience the treatment, live it, see it, and we will be interacting more personally with you and adapting the business model according to your business and what is important to you. So today we will try to go over the main features so you can have a better grasp and feel of it, and then the registration will take place in the different areas. The link to register, I think my team had put it in the chat below. So as soon as you can, please do so. All right, without further ado, I would like to present you to my guest today. The first one will be my co-host, Nathalie Paradis, that is an amazing LPG endermology expert. She has been working with LPG for the last 30 years at least. She doesn't like it when I say that because she goes, it doesn't make me look young, but you look amazing. So Natalie is an international expert. She has worked in Canada, in United States, in UK, owning her own businesses and developing the brand, the LPG protocols in the medical industry and the medical aesthetic industry. So Natalie will be with us today, and thank you for being here. Also, we will have Caroline with us, our expert trainer. Caroline will be featuring the macro exfoliation, understanding again, how is this different than what exists on the market? And of course, we will share with you some pictures. I will have also an amazing entrepreneur, Manon. Manon, that is absolutely fabulous. Manon is going to talk about the success she has been having actually in her endermology department during COVID, where she literally generated multiple six figures into the LPG department. So Manon is very open to talk numbers, and she will share with us her success and how she made it happen, knowing she has so many other things in her practice. We were supposed to have with us this morning also Odette, who is a very successful business owner as well, in Vancouver. Unfortunately, Odette couldn't make it with us this morning. So Colin, her husband, is representing her. He's very aware of her business as well. So he will share how Odette is owning multiple LPG devices and how she made it a success in her multi-service business as well. So we won't have much time. We will try to feature all that in the middle of our amazing topics. And we will take it to the next level at the workshops. I think I said everything. And if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate. Write them down in the chat box. My team is online. They will be able to answer you. And we will have some moments that we will be able to just go over your questions. And again, the webinar, the workshops will be your best bet to really go deeper and understand it even more. All right, so we will start with endermology, and I would like to share my screen with you. Can you guys, do you guys see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Yes, perfect. All right, so the first thing I would like to really talk about is the establishment of the LPG Society, the company itself. LPG is a company, for some that do not know LPG, is a company that exists for over 35 years. It's a French company that is still established in Valence, and they are all over the world. There have, I mean, hundreds of over 120 distributors across the world, thousands, it's 75,000, I think, of devices already sold across the world. It is not a company that is new. It is not a company that is starting to develop and establish. It's very well known in Canada and United States. We've been here for 20 years. The market is so big, the market is so wide. Montreal, Vancouver takes about 6 hours to fly. So the recognition on a market this big is not as easy as the rest of the world, where everything is so connected and small. France, Italy, Spain, everything is close to each other. So it's much more easier to get the brands going on in that part of the world, but it is very well established. So this company, for you to have an idea, a scope of idea, it's a company that is very, very active in the medical industry. When we talk about medical here, we're talking about hospitals, burn clinics, rehab centers, post breast cancer management. So there's a lot to it. This is not the topic of today's webinar. However, we will have other ones for those who would be interested, just for you to understand. And from that industry, where they started in 1986, they noticed that there was a huge change in the skin texture, not only the skin that was damaged, but the healthy skin connected to the damage, to the burn, to the scar, was even more radiant, tighter, looking better. And this is how they decided in the early 90s to push the studies forward and to literally come up with a machine that was dedicated to our field in aesthetics, wellness, cellulite reduction, body contouring. And this is where and how LPG became a multi-million-dollar business all across the world. And they were the only ones back then. The competition was not the same in the early 90s, so they're very well established. They targeted first the plastic surgeons, the doctors, the hospitals, the clinics, the estheticians, and this is where we are today, in the same category of treatments. So we're no longer at the stage right now really to demonstrate the efficiency and the seriousness of this company and this brand. It's really to make you guys discover what it is and how it could benefit your business, like it did for millions of other ones. So this is who LPG is. And I would like to hand out the topic of explaining the treatments and the different industries to Natalie, who has been working with it for so many years. Natalie, it's you.
Yes. I think you will be moving the slide, Linda, because
yes.
I can, so it's on you. So as you said very well, LPG has been on the market for so many years. 30 years, it's a long time for a brand, it's a long time for a technology, enough to demonstrate the efficiency. Here in France, for example, it's very renowned with the physiotherapists. Most of them are equipped with Endermologie for many years. They are doing either aesthetics or only therapeutics with. But you also have doctors or surgeons working with physio on different topics. I know we're more in the aesthetic side, but nowadays, let's say I've been to the United States, to Canada, and starting from France, I've seen this technology everywhere. So we still have people that doesn't know about it, but as soon as you just try to make some interest to it, you'll see that it's everywhere. It's start now also to get into the spas. We have a lot of spas that now decided to have Endermologie because we'll talk about it, but it appears to be the link in between other technology. Most of the people nowadays to have a very nice a clinic or salon or practice invest in a lot of machine, but we'll tell you how this machine is the link in between the other machine. Can either work by itself, but can be combined and so interestingly with a lot of things. So physiotherapists, doctors, surgeon, hospital, clinic, all of them. But you have it also in sports. We are I'm a director actually of the spa, but we have a very big field of players and athletes, sorry. And in terms of recuperation, rehabilitation, it's amazing. It's incredible. After competition, you will have no lactic acid in the muscle, etc., etc. So many practitioners all over the world in different branch. And I will say aesthetic, of course, because like Linda said, it appears as accidentally to be efficient. I remember when I did start, I was a physio at first. I was working on the knee and there was a scar on it, and I was supposed to work the scar. And it was amazing how this technology was removing adherence from the scar. But at the end of the few sessions, the patient was asking me, hey, can you do my other knee? Because I have no more cellulite on it and it looks so good. So I was thinking, wow, what is this machine is doing? Removing adherence, fibrous tissue, draining the edema on the knee, but also making the skin look so beautiful. So that's how it started. Yeah, this is how it started. But now, many, many years after, we know how it works. We know why it works. And it became a tool so efficient combined with the other tools, or other machine on the market.
Yes. We want to talk maybe about the scientific studies that we have.
Yes.
Do you see my screen, Natalie?
Yes, I do. Okay. It's one of these rare technology that has so many scientific study done on the connective tissue, on cellulite, on the fat. I think there is more, you correct me, Linda, if I'm wrong, but more than 100 studies that you can study.
145, yes.
Yes. And you can see them on the COSIR, if you want to look at them. And one of the more amazing one, or there is two for me that are so important, is first, it increased circulation 400% for 6 hours. I don't know any technology that will do that on circulation. And vessels, it's the basics, thing important to work with in terms of getting result on the skin, on the fat, on fibrous tissue, on anything. So we know 400%. It's dramatic. It's unbelievable. And there is another study which was amazingly showing that it breaks the fat cells. So the adipocyte releases the fat and it will be burned into energy. So it's really working on the fat. It changed the shape, it changed the skin. And deeper than that, many years after, we realize also that when I think we find it out, like accidentally also, when we are massaging the body with that technology, we are doing what we call a reflex massage. We are working on the organs. There is a deeper action. So we are, for example, when you're on the belly and you want to remove the fat, upper, lower belly, you're breaking fat cells, yes, but you're stimulating the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach. You will have your client saying, wow, I had trouble with my constipation. I have no more. I had trouble with my digestion. I was so stressed out and now I'm feeling so relaxed and so good. So there is this all well-being and health around endermology. And I don't know that many technology that will combine the aesthetic side, the medical side in terms of preparing and repairing and maintaining, but also taking care of ourselves, like in terms of health.
Maybe Manon can just give us a little quick word on that with her clients and her own experience. When you, Manon, treat your patients, your clients on your own, you've been telling me how they never stop.
No, they never stop. Yes, it's very, the treatment, that's what makes it so ongoing, because at first they come because they have a need, they want to have a result on the cellulite, on the fat cells, on the skin tightening. And when they receive the treatment, they feel so much better. The first thing they do is like they come to the table and they just relax. And so it's so easy to have it ongoing because now it's a benefit for their well-being. So when they finish the series of the package, they just come back for more and more all the time.
Yes.
They keep the results there, and the well-being is like, for them, the stress is low. Yeah,
it's their moment, and this is what made a huge difference based on so many people like you, Manon, that do own a business during this time of, unfortunately, the time that we all spent of COVID. People wanted to feel good. That was the only place they could go. They couldn't travel, they couldn't go anywhere, and they wanted the treatments to be done. And Endermologie was performed even during a lockdown because we are recognized by multiple associations and so on, and it was a benefit for them. So I'm going to let you continue, Natalie.
Yes, but I agree totally with Manon. That's the reason why it makes a big success for the owner of technology and practitioners is that because you never stop doing it. You come, like you said, for a reason. Usually it's for the fat, it's for the skin, it's to shape the body, but then you will discover you feel so much better, you sleep so much better, etc., that you will keep coming and going. So let's say you have a lot of area of intervention. It doesn't mean it's a machine for everything, but it's a machine that helps in a lot of areas because of increasing circulation fact, make it incredible in sport. We said to prepare and repair, and exactly like when you have done a competition. But we know also, and it's very strong here in Europe, pre and post cancer, when you have a big arm because you had surgery on your breast, you can stimulate the lymphatic system to a point you don't have a big arms after, so all the, I will say, the terrible things that you have to face after surgery and after cancer. So that's incredible to see how this machine and this technology can help. There is a big community here in France that is building up around breast cancer with LPG because it helps so much. Other example, you can work on the face as maxillofacial, treatment. I don't have all the picture, but you work on the muscles, you work on the scars, on the burns. Incredible to see how you can soften the tissue. A burn is terrible because it will be a prison. You're in prison in your skin because you've been burned, and the skin that you have, the new skin, is very poor in cells. It's most of it fibers, and you can breathe in it. We have testimonial of people that have been massaged with LPG technology, and it's like a rebirth, a new skin. You're free from all this pressure of those fibers, this tissue that you're trapped in it. It's especially the burn on the face, on the neck, and etc. Right. I have so many examples that I don't know.
I know. If we translate what you're saying in a speech that the audience here will translate into their own practice in aesthetics and body contouring and cellulite and anti-aging and wrinkles, sometimes they ask me the questions, but how can that be so efficient in all those areas? And this is what we're trying to say. It's actually, we're working on the human body, if I may. We're working on the human body that always, when you are in sports, in rehab, in aesthetics, in anything that we do, we absolutely need to work on fibrosis, on the fat cell, on the fibroblast, on the lymphatic system, and the blood flow. And these are all the components that are merged in one treatment of Endermologie. This is why the applications are so variant. This is why the applications are so wide. You have this woman that comes to you and she has a belly, like Natalie was saying, but at the same time, there's a C-section over there. Well, you won't be able to get the optimal result until you soften the scar tissue. Correct, Natalie? Or
Yes, so totally, because if you don't remove the adherence of the C-section, you will never get rid of the little bump of the belly upon it, and you never get the good result on the belly at all. So we have to understand something major is every results when you want to improve the skin and get result and keep a young looking skin, it's about circulation. Circulation vessel will transport oxygens to the cells, so fibroblasts that secretes collagen, elastin, and transform the skin. We're awakening the cells to produce their own, to 80%. If you look at the study, it's huge, 20 to 80, but even 20%. I say yes, I'm on it. 5% more, elastin and collagen produced by my own cells. So we are working the conduction like the train that go to the organs that go everywhere on the body. We can be used. This machine can be used for a lot of areas. That's what we're talking about.
Sorry, while you're there, there's something that came up to my mind where I've been asked a lot and often, how is that doing it without having energy? Because we have to specify, because maybe some people are wondering, what is the mechanism behind this technology?
Yes, that's very interesting, because the magic story about this machine is the combination of a roll, a flap, and the suction. The suction means you are asking the circulation, the deeper circulation, to go to the superficial layer of the skin. So you're grabbing the blood flow that is deep and you bring it to the superficial layers. Superficial layers, that's what you see. It's the skin. It's a dermis, hypodermis, you can see. But then if you bring circulation there, you bring oxygen. So the cells of the skin will use it and then produce what they're supposed to produce, which is for the fibroblasts, the collagen and the elastin, And then, the skin that you have has a potential. If you don't stimulate it, you will lose it. And that's why we age, because our cells get lazy, they produce less. And instead you're shaking the thing, it's not gonna happen, you're gonna lose it. You will see your skin change. And in terms of toning and firming, I don't know any technology actually that is so efficient on the whole body. We're treating the whole body and the face at the same time. Not just one area. One area is okay. I can do a technology that just, will work one area, but I want my whole body. I'm not just concerned my belly or my love handles. I'm concerned about the whole thing and my face too. So this technology is able to work the whole thing because it's based on circulation that we are catching from the deeper layers to the superficial layers.
Without causing any damage.
No damage, strong, there is a strength. And we have, but it's all based on a very good training. We have to be at this level where we are efficient and we are not damaging anything. And the new machine, the Alliance, the last version of LPG is incredible. And I think Manon will probably say the same. Because it's so comfortable, it has been made that it reproduces totally the hand, like if the hand was capable of grabbing deeper and go superficial. So all the energy, you were talking about energy. I disagree when people are saying we're not using energy. We're using the energy from the body. And we going deep inside, we bring the blood flow to the superficial layer. It's magic. I mean, it's better sometimes than using something, or it can be combined and all that. But that's the magic of the system is that.
Yes, there's no energy base. It is totally mechanical. There are a combination of rollers, of flaps, of suction, of vibrations that are going to stimulate the skin in different ways, different depths. which will be allowing us to target different conditions depending on the need of this or that patient client. We're going to show some results, Natalie, so maybe we'll give them some ideas, and we'll continue with Manon as well and Colin based on their experience with their clients.
I will add that the head of treatment is like a scanner. It scans the skin because it gives you, as a practitioner, a feedback of what is under the skin. You know, and when you practice, after a little while, you really feel when there is an adherence, a fibrosis in the tissue, and you're able to say, oh, that's where I need to work, because it's like glue there. The skin is glue upon the problem. So you free the area and you free the problem. And we have to say that nowadays also the machines are very performant because we can select type of skin by area. Because we don't have one type of cellulite. We have 3 types or even more, sometimes combined together. And the machine, you can pre-select depending, you know, the assessment you will be doing, what type of cellulite it is, you preset on the machine and you will treat exactly the area. That's something incredible too, because, you know, there is not just the skin, there is different type of skin, from fibrosis to supple to dense, etc., etc. So all the pictures you were showing are very interesting because they show you from all the things you can do with. For example, you know, that person had how you say that, when you know you had a surgery and she's now at the phase that she's doing like plastic surgery for her breast,
Reconstructive surgery. Yeah.
Yes, and she had an implant. But the struggle here is, if she wants to have implants, we need a skin to follow. So we need some suppleness from the skin. And if you had you know, X-rays, radiation, sorry, if you had radiation and chemotherapy, the skin is really damaged deeper. And it's incredible how the massage with the LPG technology can restore a good quality of skin and help for the surgery.
Right. What I want to show here, particularly, Natalie, is the skin around the scar, because here the audience is not really in the breast cancer management, but really it's just to show the level of complexity that it could be when you work on a body. A body is multiple things. The body has a history. And when you have a woman, even if you're not going to work on the scar, even if you're not going to work on the breast, you can work on the chest and all the skin around that will be improved drastically. Mm-hmm. So this shows literally the potential, right?
Yes, totally. I agree.
Same thing here, this, you know, with the scar.
Yeah,
it could be
strong adherence of the scar that is and how it frees the scar. And this one is incredible because you see, if you're going for a liposuction, you see someone that has been prepared on the left leg is the leg that had endermology done before surgery, and the right leg has no endermology done. It's incredible result that shows how it helps circulation, it protects circulation, it stimulates so much the circulation to a point that the skin can handle the surgery. The cannule didn't damage and break the vessel the way it did on the other side, just because the circulation has been boosted and protect and strengthened to a point that I love this study because it shows what it does in circulation. Yeah.
And it also shows that it's from day one, something is happening. And this takes me to the next question, where people say, how long it's going to take me for the results, how long I'm going to see it. And I keep telling them it is working within the first session.
Always.
But in order for your eyes to see it, naked eyes to see it, meaning the skin has changed, it needs to restore itself in its own rhythm. You can't burn stages. It's like going out to the gym. It's like going on a healthy diet. But here, only 4 sessions were performed, and yet, which is 2 times a week for 2 weeks, right? And look at the way under the skin, the condition has been drastically improved for it to show after that visually on the outside, on the surface of the skin. I have a picture, I think, we won't have time for the video, but this is, I want to show a picture of you, Manon, that you had sent me. I think I have it in this presentation. It was your clients. Well, this is for those who don't know the device. This is how it looks. And again, at the workshop, we will be having it and we will experience it and have a deep dive into the programs and the protocols. Every single treatment head comes with the technology. Every single treatment head goes on every single part of the body where you have skin. So the potential is huge. We talked about the study. So here's some results. Natalie, maybe you want to comment on that, but I guess it says it all.
Yes, I think you totally see how it works on the body contour. You know, it reshapes the body. I don't think those people lost a lot of weight, but changed totally the clothes, because all those area takes a lot of room and doesn't weigh much, but it's spectacular. I mean, it reshaped totally the body, breaks the fat, the fibrous tissue, you know, all the dimples. And what I love about that is we do it the right way, because instead of doing it with invasive method, you're doing the way that you improve circulation. Those person will have a better circulation after, but they will have a maintenance to do. They will have to stay and come back to see you, which we love too, because that is our clientele, and they love it, and we love them. So yes, it's a win-win anyway for everyone. Men are really easy. We have to talk about men sometimes. They are very easy clients, and it goes very fast because the type of fat is very easy to break and to drain. You can see the change in the skin. That's more spectacular. It does even change the posture if you look at it carefully.
I'm going to show you some picture from Manon, actually, when you talk about posture.
People will stand better and have a better posture, just because, you know, they've been stimulated, and even the nervous system is stimulated. And we know now that we have an impact on the posture of people, that because you have to know that all the fat is trapped into fascia, and those fascia are attached from our head, from the pelvic to the feet. So when you massage, you change the shape, but also the posture. You can see the fibrosis, you know, the big hole in the butt that goes away, you know, and slowly the shape of the body is changing completely. Again,
there's so many of them. We have so many.
Years. This one I like very much, because that's a very big issue, sagging skin. You have no other option most of the time just to do a tummy tuck surgery, because there's no way you're doing sports, your skin will get back together. It's when it's get to a certain point of looseness, it's impossible. It's an amazing result with that technology, and there is no much on the market that does that.
This one is actually Manon's client with, I think, Manon, correct me, 20 LPG treatments, yes. And
really a good, well, you see the fold are gone, the love handles.
Yeah, she also changed her underwear because at first she didn't see herself that way. Now she feels very feminine, so she's very happy.
You can tell she looks more confident.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. That's an amazing result.
Yeah. Let me show you the next one. Yeah, here, the same woman.
Same woman. And you see the posture? She's standing better because this belly forward is like, you know, pushing her with curving her lumbars, which is very bad for her lower back, by the way. So, that's good for her. Excellent. And that lift up the buttock also. Incredible, you know, results on the quality of the skin on the front too, the back of the thighs. Yes.
So nice. Manon, yeah, if you could tell us, when your clients come, you put them down on the bed, 40 minutes. What's your process like when you sell them a package? And then let's see how things articulate in your practice. Very summarizing.
Okay, so how I close my package? Well, actually, I'm really, you know, when the customers comes, they have a need, and they're very motivated, and sometimes they hop from place to place to have evaluations and everything. And so often that's what happened. They say, oh, I'm coming for a consultation. So I said, okay. But at one point, and within 2 minutes, I mean, they're in their underwears in front of me because I want to have the right speech with them. So I want to see their need. So actually it's a hands-on right away. And of course I tell them, you want to take a decision, you have to try the treatment. So I tell them, and I sell them the treatment. I said, the worst comes to worst, you're going to have a really good treatment, but you're going to get the feel of the machine. You're going to understand how it's going to work for you. And that's how, as soon, within 20 minutes, I took the pictures. I showed them the pictures. When they see the pictures, they go, ugh, and they're ready. They're on the table. And as soon as they receive the treatment, I explain how the technology works. They're there. So now they can feel it. And right away, that's all my packages are sold that way. It's like, I would say 99.5% success.
This is amazing. You know why? Because, I mean, you are using the explanation time during the session that actually your client is paying for. Yeah. And this is perfect because you're not wasting your time. You're not spending half hour explaining all your different packages because they haven't experienced it yet. And that's what makes a difference with the sale. This is amazing. And this is one of the tips you gave to many other clients that called you to understand how are you making it. And then when they implemented that strategy, boom, it made a whole lot of a difference to them because they tend to talk too much, to explain, to show the machine. When you went straight to their problem, their need, and go on the bed, and while I'm working on you, I'm explaining, and you're paying for this session.
Yes, and they feel so good after the treatment. It's like, it's easy, you know, whatever you tell them, they just take it. They're so happy that they can have a technology, well, somebody who understands their need. They saw the pictures, and they know they're gonna have a technology that respects their body, and they get a well-being at the same time. And,
we all need
that. And of course, we're lucky also that we can be certified. So with the expert training we have, so that's a bonus also. So I mean, for the insurance receipt, mesotherapy.
Yes, because in Quebec and across Canada, endermology is recognized as a therapeutic treatment, and therefore, I would say technicians and endermologists can actually be part of different associations, and which you and your team are part of, and attract a different type of clientele as well. But let's jump to the multiple six-figure revenue in your LPG department. Let me remove the screen for now and come back to it after. How do I do this? Okay, here we go. There you go. Do we have any questions? No? Oh, okay.
Okay, yes, as a business owners, we want to make sure that our investments, we're going to capitalize on it. And I mean, it was so easy. So, I mean, Allianz, the last generation I bought during COVID. And I think now it's like 20 months since I have the machine. I bought another one. I bought the MobiLift. Then I got Hubert, another Uber Motion Lab. I mean, my business for endermology in 21 months is around 400,000. And yes, and it's always like 500,000 today. Next week, it's going to be another figure because it's always moving. So every week we sell packages. So people want to know, okay, how do I make 400,000? It's really easy. You could be one technician and make it, but I'm talking we're like 4 technicians in my spa, but mostly we're 2 mostly working on it, 2 and 3. So that means right now I have 400,000 packages sold. 3 for a cashed in treatment, there's like 330 services that were made. So I still have 70,000 of packages going. So that's
in your cash flow, you mean?
Yeah, and they're ongoing because the people paid, and I still have like 70,000 of treatments to do that is in my cash flow. So that's very fun to have cash in the bank account. And how do you get to 400,000? But so it's about 20,000 per month. So it's only 5,000 packages. You have to 5,000 worth of packages you sell per week. So it's very easy. And also because you have your customers that are finishing their packages, they're always renewing because they want to maintain the results. You know, we gave them, they're aging since I started them, but their body is young and they want to keep it there. So they keep coming every 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Some people want to come every 2 weeks. I cannot push them to point. They love the well-being. They just want to keep on going because it makes them feel good. So, what makes it also successful is because people are really happy. The results are there. The customers, they see the results. So of course, we're talking about business. We're talking about numbers. But numbers will only be numbers, and they're going to die if you don't give the results and you don't give the great service. So that's very important.
Thank you, Manon. This is, I know
welcome.
you have so much to say, and you could speak for an hour. I know, and you're so generous with your time. And I know there's so many clients here in Quebec and even in Toronto and Vancouver that have requested to speak to you and wanted to have some coaching, but you're so busy, but yet you find the time to motivate them and understand their business model, to give them the tips and tools. You're really a giver, and I thank you for it, honestly. And you're not paid to do this.
No, I'm not paid.
You're not paid to do this.
One little thing that is also going to interest them in figure numbers is with that $400,000 that comes from Alliance Endermologie. Just in my the body department, there's another 400,000 that I generated starting from Endermologie. So we're talking about Alliance giving me like 800,000 in that department, and the customers coming every week that are very happy. They're using my other services. So it's like you start with this, which is like the core, and then you develop. So I mean, from Endermologie.
You're amazing. Colin, can I thank you, Manon? We'll come back to you. Colin, can I jump into you? If you can, you're on mute. If you can just share with us a little bit how Odette in Vancouver, in her practice, that she's so busy, she's very hard to reach, is doing with her multiple devices. But Colin, you're still on mute if you're trying to say something. We can't hear you. Can you hear us, Colin? Yes. Can my team unmute Colin by any chance? Or okay, here we go.
Can you hear me now? Okay,
yes,
good.
we can.
Okay, very good. That's thank you very much. The three of you guys are pretty amazing. Tough act to follow. Thanks for everybody who has joined us, my clients and new clients to be.
Yes.
As you know, my name's Colin Bennett, and we have 2 clinics in Kelowna. My wife, Odette, we've had the LPG technology. We bought our first machine probably 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've bought a second machine 4 years ago. We also bought a smaller, they're not talking about it, but a MobiLift. It's just for the face machine, also by LPG. So yeah, we've had not as successful as Manon. That's incredible numbers. You've done amazing. I love to hear stories like that. But yeah, no, Odette is very, very successful with that machinery. Basically, since day one, it has represented 25 to 35% of her income in her clinics.
It's amazing.
Which is a fairly significant number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to really say. You guys have said everything about the machinery
Yes.
and the clients and whatnot, but the one thing that kind of wasn't mentioned, it was before marijuana was legalized, the National Fibromyalgia Association endorsed the LPG machine as the only pain relief that they could get. So what that does is it goes to show you around tender areas that you guys were talking about, you can go ahead and work on that. And we had, so we advertised that, and we had a couple of clients with fibromyalgia, and they said, well, I don't know if I can make it to the clinic. They were in so much pain.
Wow.
So they made it there. And then after their 10th session, rather than taking the elevator, they were walking up the stairs.
Wow.
Almost like with a little skip to their step. So, the one thing that kind of wasn't mentioned is, it's how effective the machine is. And, the side effects are all excellent health benefits, whether you're doing it for medical procedures, as aesthetic procedures, it doesn't matter. But the thing is it's so nice for like the owner, like Manon, and for my wife, Odette. It's very, very, it makes you feel very happy to see these clients so
Rewarding. Absolutely.
yeah. And it's like they come in for something, whether it's medical or aesthetic, and they come back and they say, like you're saying, Manon, they say, well, geez, that feels better. And that they talk to you about, they're not having migraines anymore. There are no more backaches, it's like their flexibility is better. There's so many offshoots that they didn't even consider, and they say, well, geez, thanks for this. And it's exactly like Manon says, they come in and they feel like this, they never stop. They definitely keep booking. And just another thing to I know everybody knows this, but I always say this to all my clients, and it's about the pictures. Those pictures, they are your best sales tool, and they speak literally thousands and thousands of words. So we had one client, and I tell this story because she's the best client that we had for results on pictures. And we took a before picture, obviously, like you guys say, before it all starts. And she came in after her 20th session, and she said, I don't think I'm going to continue it. I haven't seen any results. Well, we showed her pictures. She couldn't get her wallet out fast enough. She was flabbergasted at the difference between before and after the 20 sessions. So, yeah, that's amazing.
It's very true what you say. A lot of clients are sometimes not comfortable taking pictures of their clients or patients, but the picture says it all. There's no way you want to have changes. And we forget how we look. We don't analyze ourselves the way the picture is going to take. So pictures are essential. And thank you, Colin. It is so true. The fibromyalgia aspect and pain is not to neglect. It's a huge thing in today's world, I would say. Feeling good, taking the time for yourself along all these other benefits of aesthetics. It's okay, it's great, but it's not the only thing that matters in life. Why not improve your appearance without altering your health, without altering your cells condition, and benefiting from all that? And this is where you, Manon, Colin, and hundreds of other business owners like you really did not even imagine when they purchased the device, and they live it now. But we had shared that experience with them, and they see their own clients coming back on a regular basis, because when you feel so good, you don't want to stop. It's just part of your lifestyle, and that is a huge component in someone's business. This is why so many businesses have started with LPG from scratch with nothing and have built an empire today. Added technology, there's so many of them. I've just met one last week, two of them actually in Toronto, and they have, I don't know, maybe 20 other devices, very expensive devices, all across their clinics, in the hallway, in the corners, yet 3 LPGs rolling. And they said it, I have it on video. Thank God we had LPG. We were going downhill, and this technology just gave us back life and trust to our clients, and we built everything else upon that. And they do have multiple technologies, RF, the lasers, the cold, the hot, that's fine. There's a market for everything. But this one does not compete with the others, is really different. So because we're limited in times, and we could speak with you guys for hours because we're so passionate and we have so much content, and we'll come back to wrap it up. Hang in there. I want to have Caroline talk to us about the other device that actually will introduce the face LPG, but you can talk about it, Caroline, even if you don't have the presentation with you, because in this topic here, we're talking technology, we're talking success, but we're talking also how this can merge with what you have and combine everything together. There is a link to it. And here's another proof of how we link the macro exfoliation to the body and the face with LPG and many other devices as well. So I hand it out to you, Caroline.
Yes, thank you. So yes, we'll be presenting our newest addition to the Daniel Henkel family, which is the macro exfoliation. It's the latest generation of microdermabrasion. So this one is really, it's been on the market overseas in Europe for over 10 years. A lot of plastic surgeons are using it. It was first made off to treat, to assess stretch marks. So they were looking for a technology that would work on the texture of the stretch marks. So they did, I have them, I might not have the presentation, but I brought them here behind me. So you have, it's really, really small. It can fit basically anywhere. We traveled with it this week in Toronto. We just brought it everywhere with us. So you have a little hand piece right here on which we will attach a one-time use tip, which we know right now in COVID time, everything that is a one-time use, it's very hygienic. People like it. They're looking for it more and more. And this technology has an exfoliation paper on it. So you just open this one, it's gonna vibrate and it's gonna erase layers by layers, all the imperfection and the texture. It's gonna bring your texture to be really more even. For us, the way we integrate it, it's really as the first step to any anti-aging treatment that we provide, whether it's with LPG or any other technologies that people might have in their clinics, because exfoliation is the key. The more you exfoliate, better, everything else after will work. So within not less than 10 minutes, you have your full face and neck, which is exfoliated. And the great thing about this as well is that the results will multiply as the program goes on. So your client will come and see you once a week for a program, and you will be adding a certain number of passes on the skin to completely transform your epidermis. So we see results on deep lines, on tightening, on hyperpigmentation. You can go up to 58 passes at the end of a program. So your skin will build in strength. It's going to be able to take even more in. And this is why we can go so high. Also because it doesn't have any suction to it. So other types of microdermabrasion, if you're familiar with, we are, there's suction, whether you're using corindon or even diamond tips. That's why you're limited. This one, you provide an even exfoliation that adds up as the treatment goes in. So it's really very user-friendly. People just throw it in as an add-on to any services that they might provide, whether it's a facial that they come in for and they want a deeper exfoliation, radio frequency, IPL, and of course, the one we combine it mostly with is Endermologie for body and face. So we have different tips, coarseness, different protocols, and of course the emergent protocols that are taught in training as well.
Could you, Caroline, explain the difference in terms of time of the session when you incorporate it with any other device?
Yes, so.
And which is the reason why we picked that one many years ago to combine with our models, right?
We picked that one because it was short and yet effective. So within 10 minutes, or even the first time, it can be a matter of 5 minutes, because you will never go to 58 passes the first time. Your client might not like you that much afterwards. But the first time you're doing a certain number of passes, very short in time, and it's $50 for that add-on. So your return on investment is quite fast. We've seen a lot of our clients, within 3 weeks, the device was already paid back, and the rest was just money in the bank. So it's very easy to, like I said, to incorporate. Oh, we have time for an extra. Would you throw in an extra 10 minutes for an exfoliation? It's gonna multiply and amplify all the other technologies that you're adding on, or even if it's only product, just within a facial, it's gonna enhance the results, give you brightness, that nice glow. And of course, and this is why we liked it so much, the texture of the skin that completely changed after.
Beautiful. Thank you. This is very, very clear. We'll share some pictures. And this is where also the people that don't have time to come and to oversell all the treatments, they just, like you just said, throw in a 10-minute for, I mean, in 10 minutes in the beginning, you can do all face and neck and even add some décolleté. So it's so quick that you don't even feel it. And it's most of clinics, they like to add, for example, you go for a facial and they say, would you like for another extra $35 or $50 a collagen mask or some specific adds on? This could be one of them, but let's share some of the pictures that you have and then we'll wrap it up soon.
Yeah, just share with me
oh yes, where are you? Let me find you. Caroline, do you have it?
No.
Okay, give me 1 second. Where are you? Find a participant. Here you are. Here. You should be okay now.
Yes. All right, let me go to my pictures. Here we have some before and afters on after and face and body pictures. So you can really see this is after usually 10 or 12 sessions programs. So you can tell really on the glow of the complexion, like the evenness of the texture as well. The client looks really rested after a program. Here you have the impact on deeper wrinkles. So we have really this technique that is taught in training where we stretch the skin as we're working to make sure we're really digging into those really deep lines. On stretch marks, so this was initially created to work on stretch marks. So you can see here a before and after 12 sessions. So the texture has completely changed, the color as well. So this client is for sure very, very satisfied of her results. Here you have more on the tightening. So because we increase as well blood flow as we work, and we have an impact, not as much as LPG, but we still have scientific facts with
superficial layers
on collagen building. So you can see here that there is the tightening of the skin really happened on the surface. Deeper lines here, complexion. This one is one of my favorites on the forehead. So these are really hard lines to get to reduce. So here you see the depth of the wrinkles much better. Stretch marks again. And scars. So we can work as well on scars. So this is why the complementary service with Endermologie is for us very important, because whether we're talking body treatments, face treatments, or even therapeutic treatments, we can just add, this is a really nice add-on to have to
and a quick one, you know, it just really works on the surface. Yeah, this is what even Manon, you have it, and we do have so many other clients that do combine it with it, and you don't even feel it. It just be part of all your treatmess.
This like is another one of my favorites. So you can even tell that her dark spots have reduces as well. The overall texture of her skin, the forehead. So typically, Caroline, we're talking how many sessions? Between 10 and 12 sessions. So there's a maximum of 20 sessions per year. So of course, after their program, their once a week program, clients will come back. So usually I tell them when they come back anyways, once a month for Endermologie, when they finish their face program, might as well take advantage of the time I have with them, throw in an exfoliation, a deeper exfoliation. So your package their monthly package will be enhanced anyways. They will come for this and Endermologie. There you have it. Well, this has been very informative. Amazing. Thank you. If anyone has questions, this is the time. It doesn't seem like people have questions. It has been very, very clear. Thank you, Natalie. Is there anything else you would like to add throughout now that you've seen all the things with the combination? I know you are working as well, and then we're going to wrap up on that with plastic surgeons, combining treatments.
Yes, I'm very happy to hear from, others the same thing I've been, experiencing all my life with LPG. I built all my business with it, starting very, very, very slow and getting to bigger and bigger. I would say that recently, when I was in the US, I had plastic surgeon coming to me. I didn't ask for, but they were renowned plastic surgeon, and they heard about Endermologie, and they were sending, not to me, but to LPG. I have to say that, their post-surgery, because they will know that the scarring, the way the scar will heal will be very different depending they had a massage with this technology or not. And I have two doctors, one from New York and one from California, that was referring me, I will say by accident, just because I was in Florida and they had a practice over there and they were just looking for Endermologie, and it came into my practice. And it was a real pleasure to see that, like what you were saying, is this technology is a success by itself. You just practice it and people come to you. I will say it's not easy, but it is, because it works, and it goes above your, it exceeds your expectation. And people will come back even after the surgeries. They stay with you for what Colin was saying, the well-being, the health impact, the great feeling about themselves. Colin was talking about flexibility, but it's also something very interesting. People are feeling younger, like they move better, and they feel so good about it. I mean, it's so important. So yes, this technology is amazing. I think I've been successful because of it, and I can't tell how much I'm very happy to. I was very happy to listen to Manon, to Colin, and to hear Caroline also on her expertise. It's really interesting to see that, well, the LPG is a family, and everybody that practices understand what we're talking about.
Yes.
And we can be proud when we are using that technology. I'm very proud using it because I know I'm doing good for people. Mm-hmm. And even if it could aesthetic, people feel better about themselves, looks better. When it's come to health, it's even so gratifying for us, to have someone coming and say, I feel so good, I sleep so well, I can wait to be with you and spend this time with you. I mean, who doesn't like that?
That's right.
They like it. They love to spend time with you. And the COVID situation, the sanitary situation has been so hard for so many people. And LPG was standing up. We were busy. We stopped, I have to say, in the US, we stopped the face for a while because,
restrictions.
Yes, but then we were keeping doing the body with all the, safe measures. And it was so important for people because they were able to continue and to keep going, and they have us, It's like, yeah, that's, my feeling is to be part of a big family, and I love it. That's it.
Thank you, Natalie. And you're so right, because when we do conventions, when we have webinars, and our clients still come and show up, and it's true, they have this pride of being part of the family. And when they start, they remain, and they can add on other technologies, other services, RFs, lasers. There's a market for everything, but they always keep LPG and they always upgrade. I don't know much people that have complained about the success of it. And the only success, this success is dependent on who's behind this. Let's put it clear. The machine is not going to talk. There's not hundreds of Manons in every area. Let's be honest. Or Odettes. We have a lot of successful clients. I would say they're all successful to their level. And Manon is one that really stands out because she's done amazing in such a short period of time. And her story is worth sharing. And she's just different than what most people are doing in their practice. You see her going, she's in flat shoes, running shoes all over the place. She made it. She made the difference. Like everyone else, Odette made the difference. Natalie, you made the difference. So the tool is there for you, and then your clients will remain. Now, I want to wrap up this topic that is so exciting, honestly, and I wish we could have so many of these. but some questions were about the pricing and the price per session. So let's go with the LPG. And then again, in the workshop, we'll dive deep into the return on investment, and each one have a specific situation that I'll be able to address individually. But overall, it's very simple. There is almost no consumables whatsoever in the Endermologie technique. We have some filters that cost about $70, I think, for a whole box of 6. And the box of filters lasts for 240 hours. So we're not talking big numbers here. And the price per session, we price it at $160 for 40 minutes. It's equivalent to $4 a minute. So if by any chance you want to add more time to, for example, do the face or any extra area, you add $4 a minute, or you reduce if you do less time. So let's price it on 40 minutes. A package, we have 3 types of packages: 20 sessions, 30 sessions, and 40 sessions. The reason why we have multiple packages is, like you've heard today, this is not a treatment you do once because, or a few times. It's a treatment you do, you get your results, but you want to integrate in your lifestyle for all the other reasons that we've said. And the major reason is we can't stop time. So we still face gravity, we're still aging. Now you want to continuously help your metabolism, your hormonal system. We all move, we're all in motion, nobody is still. So this is something you want to continue doing once a week. Packages range into these prices. So you can see the 20 sessions, the price will drop slightly per session to $150, and the package of 20 is $2,800, and within typically 8 to 10 weeks, they should be done with this package. So let's put it to 2 months. Sometimes they could do 3 times if they wish to. And then you will have a remaining 10 months for 1 session a month of maintenance, which leads us to the 30 session package with a price per session even lower than the $150. It goes down to $140. That's an incentive. And the last one of 40 sessions, which they could finish it in a year if they wish to, but let me tell you, and Manon can testify in Colin, they finish it way before that, because they will all of a sudden combine 2 treatments in 1 session when they come, do their face, do their body, and continue going with their prepaid packages. But these packages, sell them only after they try the 1 session. It's going to be a much easier sell for you than to try to sell them into something they haven't experienced yet. We do collaborate also with different companies in the different provinces here. Quebec or the rest of Canada is different, that could also finance your clients. So there's no reason why not to do it, because these companies make your sales easier. You will be paid right away, and your customer or patient will pay this financial company $60 a month, $100 a month, depends on their payments, their plan, the number of years that they want to be financed. And it is an open loan. So usually they can pay it off whenever they want. So there's no restrictions in terms of that, but it's an easier sell sometimes for them to embark into a program if you feel they need it. In terms of financing, let me show you this one. So for some people, most people would like to go with their own financing, or they will decide to go with a lease to own. We do work with different companies across Canada, and it all depends again on your financial history, your credit history, and then they will have a application specifically for you in order to determine exactly the interest rates. So let's look at the numbers very quickly. If you do have an average of 4 sessions a day of Endermologie, and we priced it at the lowest package, which is $120, very, very reasonable. You can even go higher, but never lower than that, because now you're really not giving justice to the kind of treatments you're giving. In here, $120, if you're doing a promotion of something like that, and you have only 4 a day, you're generating literally $9,600 a month. I put my glasses here, and remove from that the monthly payment for the leasing, which usually ranks between plus minus $2,000, depending again on the interest rates. You're left with $7,600 of gross margin with the technology only, which comes up to $100,000 a year. But again, this is just an idea to give you, for you to grasp the concept of monthly payment packages, minimum 2,800 per package. And as you can see here, businesses tend to always sell packages. Rarely are those who are going to go by session and session, unless they're coming for something specific. They're out of town. They want a lymphatic drainage. They want a deep massage. You want to combine it with your massage therapy. These are all things you learn to do in the training, where you can enhance and add on to your services other type of treatments. So in terms of return on investment, it's pretty straightforward. There's no other cost related to that. The machine is very stable, very solid, manufactured in France. They last forever, these machines. We still have machines on the market from 20 years. And I think I don't have it with me, but I'm going to share it with you here verbally. So this is for the LPG. For the macro exfoliation, it's a device that priced at $8,900, $8,900, and we charge again by minute for a minimum of 10 minutes. So 10-minute session for $50. You add minutes, you add $5 a minute, and then you can incorporate it in everything you do. For example, we do a Endermologie for face treatment, $120. We add 10 minutes. We add 10 minutes, for example, specifically for the eyes. They want to work on their puffiness, dark circles, saggy eyelid. And we specifically do 10-minute eye treatment 10 times. Here we go, $500. So it's very easy to integrate with anything. And again, if you do have more specific questions to your programs, to your technologies that you already have, how to enhance already what you do, then we'll really go over that together. We can do it by phone, by Zoom. We're going back to the different cities, but if you don't want to wait until your workshop that will take place in specific days, we're always here. We can reach out to you. You can reach out to us, and we'll be more than glad to have a private session with you. My team, myself can do it. No problem. It'll be our pleasure. I would love to see everybody else's before we leave. I would love to see your faces. Take a screenshot. Say thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to us. Have a nice thumbs up to everyone.
That's fantastic.
It is amazing. Some people are shy. Some people are in their car. Thank you for connecting. Thank you, Manon. It was lovely to have you as always.
My pleasure.
You're so generous. Honestly, keep your amazing work. Keep your motivation. You're an inspiration. You are from far, and you're so generous.
Thank you. Well, it's really easy. LPG and your company has great credibility, and of course, it's really a pride for us to be with you guys. And I might say I didn't even do my marketing, so it's really easy. Imagine if I would.
You're just selling. You're just working on selling. You don't have time to market this.
Imagine.
I see you going when I go to your place for massages. You don't even see anything. You're just all over the place.
Yes.
Good for you. Amazing.
In action.
In action, exactly. Natalie, you're amazing as always. Thank you for being here with us. We've been collaborating for so many years, always passionate, just so passionate about everything you do. We can sense it.
Thank you very much to everyone. It was a pleasure to be with you guys. Yes, I love to.
Thank you. Colin, my regards to Odette. You did an amazing job representing her. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your experience and passion as well about the LPG and also the business overall.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation. Thanks for all who came.
Thank you. Thank you to all my team for being behind the scene, for making this happen. This is amazing. Thank you, Caroline. You're always the best. I love the way you speak. We can hear the passion behind it, and we'll take it to the next level in the workshops. Thank you, everyone.